Hey guys, what's up? This is Shark talking. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about Dragon Quest Tact, a mobile gacha game that just got released by Square Enix, featuring Dragon Quest characters with a tactical gameplay system. This game is a little different than most gacha games since you can farm a lot of characters inside the game without having to summon, while you still have some characters that are only available when summoning. I believe that the gens are a little scarce in the game. If you keep playing, you get more and more and more. This game is more about progressing, slowly progressing. It's not a grinding game. And I want to give you a first impressions of this game since I am playing it for 2 days and I'm having a lot of fun with this. So, well, this is the home screen. As you can see, the characters that you are using with your main squad will appear here. They dance, they do a lot of funny things. So I want to click here on Adventure so we can check the gameplay modes. We have Story, Event, and Battle Road, and man, Battle Road is like the best gameplay here. The story is just simple. You start the game and then there's some small story content. It's not that interesting in my opinion. And on this first chapter you just get some characters for free when you are playing. But after a while you see that some of them can drop. And there are almost 100 characters that you can farm in this game. You just go to the stage and click here on enemy info and it says recruitable. You can recruit the characters after you defeat them in battle. In the stage you can already recruit 2 different characters. Sometimes they can be smaller or weaker versions of gacha units. But sometimes they are exclusive to story mode and they can be used for different reasons. I want to show you some of the characters here. You also can click here on party. And there is one thing that I really like in games, it's just a way to organize and check the characters you have. You can click on sort, and you can, sort them based on different things, or filter them as well. And here it shows the characters that I have. I have 5 S characters. I did reroll for a lot, I believe 3 to 4 hours of rerolling. As you can see, there are very different characters, mostly of just monsters. On launch of the game, there's, I think, only a handful few of humanoids. Most of them are just dragons, there are trolls, there are another dragon here, there are slimes, there are a lot of slimes because this game is novel because of the slimes. If you know the Dragon Quest franchise, you recognize a lot of the monsters here. I must say that they have a lot of personality and charisma. It's by Akira Toriyama, so you know, he made Dragon Ball Z and everyone loves that. So, well, the thing about the characters here is just that they learn different attacks. As you can see here, this one here, they learn 3 different attacks. Depending on their hierarchy, some of them can only learn 2 depending of the grade. And they can also learn a new skill that's a generic skill that you can teach them by an ability scroll. Some of these ability scrolls are unique, you get once by clearing content, and some of them are just generic that you can share with a lot of different characters. You also have some passives that come along with them, and some others you acquire by awakening. And this game has an awakening system that uses duplicates or just shards. The shards are farmable as well, so you don't need to farm dupes. So let's just get back here. I will show you how many different grades we have. The grades go up to F, because these F grades are for story, E is just for story as well, D just for story too, and starting from C you can summon from gacha. There are some characters that I have here that are A, B, and C. I only summoned it 2 times, all the other characters I got by just farming the game. There are farmable characters up to the A rarity, so you can farm some good characters even on story mode. Some of the B styles and characters are very good as well, so they don't give you just trash or just bad units. There's also content in this game that you need to play with almost all the characters. The game also wants you to use all of them. Here you have the Battle Road, in my opinion the best content in the game, where the game only allows you to use a selection of characters. At least here on this event you can farm all these characters in story mode, so you can bring them here and play with that. So because you only have 8 options, you have to think well about what you want to do or not. Let's just click here on Adventure so we can see the gameplay, because I'm talking too much and I'm not showing you the gameplay system. Let's go here on one of the dungeons. I have the rank up dungeon and there's some items that we can farm. Let's just go here and we'll talk about awakening in other systems. I am using a full S squad. Super easy to reroll in this game. You start with a banner that you can reroll as many times as you want, but you can also start summoning on a different banner and get 1S, just 2S, then save the reroll banner for later. You can get 5S characters, which very easy if you are a reroller. So you can get the upper hand to start the game and then decide upon the characters you want to summon later. You can also play with the game with just the free styles if you want. I believe it will be a little of a challenge, but well, it's okay. As you can see here, the game has a grid, a very small grid that remembers me of Fire Emblem. And you can play this on manual, it's just that I really love to play on auto. In my opinion, the gacha games are better when played on auto. Some people will not agree with me, but I prefer to think about how to make my auto characters work properly. Unless I'm doing challenge. For normal daily grinding, I just want them to play on auto. So I decide upon which skills I want to use. There's also this menu here, you can change how they act. You see there's Show No Mercy here, you can change this for Fight Wisely, Focus on Healing, Don't Use NP. So you can stop the fight and change this on any time. Usually, Show No Mercy is just use your best attacks in anyone that's on range. Fight Wisely sometimes may save some skills for the correct moment. Don't use NPs just for you to save depending on the stage, and then you can just stop the fight. Open here and just change to Show No Mercy, and then it will just use all NP that you've been saving. So you can change it for every character. It's very interesting because a lot of games have problem with artificial intelligence when playing on autos. Like War of the Visions has this as well, because you cannot predict what your character will be doing. But changing here the tactics, it kind of affects a lot. You can also change the way and place they start the fight, so they will follow almost all the time the same results. Let's just click here on auto again. So if you make your squad and then you want them to be placed, well, one of the characters on the front, some on the back, they will usually act the same. So you can predict the result of the battle depending on the movements of your enemies. Some of your characters can move more depending on the roles. Some characters that move more are weak against damage, so you have to use them carefully. The tanks usually move only 1, 2, 3 grids, and the edge weights move up to 4, with some of the attackers moving between 2 or 3. There are magical attacks, there are physical attacks, there are area of attacks. You can see all of this also by, let's just remove auto here to check. No, it's still the turn of your enemy. There are the buffs. Buffs are the things that you can see on a JRPG are here. So let's click on one of our characters here. As you can see, the abilities, there are a lot of explanations about the area of the attack. The only problem is just that ice is called crack here. You need like some time to understand the different meanings of this, because they changed all the names. Fire is Frizzle, crack is ice. There's a lot of different things that you have to learn. Another good thing is just that this game wants you to play with all the characters. If you train all the characters from the dragon species, they will get bonuses. Because most of the characters can be farmed on story mode, you are free to level them up as much as you want. So you are not locking into just having luck on gacha. Most of the bonuses will be available to everyone. And like I said, this is a gacha collector on its heart. It wants you to play with the different characters. And that's what makes this game so appealing. People will not feel obligated to just spend. They can just play with the free characters, do the free missions, the content where you use the story characters, and when they decide to pull, and if they decide to pull, they can do it when they want. The game has an PvP mode that is still not unlocked. I have no idea in how it works, but it seems like this game is a little more fair to the single player mode. PvP will always have some advantages because of people that spend. Because there are duplicates in this game. The duplicates can increase some of your passives or some status, but you can also unlock the same passives and status by the use of awakening system and by awakening shards. It's just that it will take you a lot of time to do so, but the game will allow you to use different alternatives if you do not want to spend money. Back into the party system, let's just go to the rank up. You can rank up your characters just by clicking on them, and you have to use some materials. Some of them are a little limited, some of them are not. Like this one here, it says where you can get it. So depending on the day, you have this dungeon where you can get this item. And, well, it depends on the species of your characters. Some of them you use a different one, like you can see it here. You can still have most of your resources planned if you play all days. Let's just go here on party again. There is another thing that I want to say. This is learnability. Like I said, you can learn new skills. Some of them are unique when you get by challenges, and some of them are generic. Clicking on party again, we have the alchemize equipment, and this is very similar to Langrisser in some other games where you can upgrade the sub-status of your weapon. It uses a shard, and if you don't have the shard, you can use a generic item, but it's a little rare, I believe. Some other things that I haven't talked, let's see here. The awakening system, where you can just use duplicates or just use the special generic items. Okay, and it shows you what you unlock. You need 5 duplicates or just 5 awakenings to get all the passives or status from your character. Every single character have different stuff. Like this character here gets 1 more move when you awaken it first. Let's see, raises move by 1. While the other steps gives him another stuff. This other character here do not have the move 1. He has a critical hit up. So it really affects how the character works. And the last thing is the monster rank. This is also a very interesting thing for those that want to collect characters and want to upgrade and all. The more slimes you upgrade and get levels, you will get this. A level up into the family. And that will give you some more passives. As you can see, we are getting agility plus 1% to all the slimes that we have. Right now I have 1% on HP, 1% on defense, and 1% on agility. So it gives another incentive for you to keep playing and leveling up all the characters in this game. And because of the... let's just go here. Again, the Battle Road system, where you can play with 3 units. You have to play with the specific ones that they give you. This is super okay to do. You have to do it unless you will not be able to clear the challenges. So the game kind of forces you to play with all of them as well. There are equipments, and also you can farm them daily, but they are not the best ones. The best ones are also on the Battle Road, on the hardest challenges that you can find. Like here. The last challenges will give you 1 weapon. And the higher tier weapon, actually, for now. And the last thing about the Battle Road system is that you can play here as much as you want because it does not spend stamina. Here you'll be able to level up your characters, get experience, but only experience. You cannot get gold or other stuff. But it's still enough to level some characters for mastery or for you to use as well. On the first missions on Battle Road, you will see low-grade characters, but after you unlock some others, you will also be able to use some higher-grade characters, like here. For the Dragon missions, you can use characters from A rarity as well. It's still limited. They will only allow you a specific selection, but by the use of this, you will be able to level up almost all characters without spending stamina. It's a very interesting thing, since all the stages are like challenges themselves. Some of them will also explain you how some of these characters work, like using poison when you are facing a boss with very high defense and high HP, or inflicting some status elements that will make the fights easier. The arena is still locked. It says official opening coming soon, so I don't know. And lastly, for the Sumos, we have 3% chances of getting an S style. Let's just click here on Draw Hate, and you will see 3%, 12% on an A, and 36% for an B. On the S, they are all good. On A, you still have a lot of good characters. There are some that are farmable, and on B, you still have some very good for utility as well. I don't believe that on B you have many characters that are good for damage, but for utility you still have a lot. So you always have something to get here that are not so bad, and you can summon 5 times the same character to get their passives unlocked, so that is still very cool to get duplicates. The game also has the pay gem system. Some people will not like this. Like this banner here, if you use the pay gems, you will be able to summon and guarantee 1 S rank. The game will probably have this every once in a while, so to guarantee people you'll be spending on this game. I will be running another stage here, this time on story mode. The story mode is very challenging. On this game is not just about playing. Oh, auto. I would even show you how you can plan on every stage. You can see the fields, and then you can choose the characters that will go to the front, the ones that will go to the back, and you cannot just simply choose a squad of 5 damage dealers and hope to win. Most of the times you just die. You have to think about the weaknesses, your strengths, your skills, your range. As you can see, we can choose where our characters will start, like here, the dragons will go to the front. Actually, this one is a mage. The golden dragon is a mage. And after that, you can play on manual or just run on auto. I like to play on auto, so as you can see, some area of attacks will attack, even if there's obstacles in the way. This character here can attack on diagonals. Yes. Depending on how you plan, you can guarantee a win or just have a terrible loss. And you don't get your stamina back in this game if you lose. This game is not so forgiving. So after explaining all the gameplay system that I could, I just want to say that I am having a blast with this game. I'm really enjoying it because of the simplicity. It's not hard to understand. It's also a game where you don't have to grind all the time. There are a lot of different strategies, squad compositions. Almost feels like a console game. Because, well, there are not many limitations between the content that you can play without spending. So, I guess you should try for yourself. Thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. And if you want to support the channel, you can use the links on the description of the video. And I also invite you to join our Discord server where we talk about Dragon Quest Tact and other console and mobile games. We see each other on the next video. Bye.